Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support here on the channel. For those of you that would like to book a private reading, you can find my email down below in the description box. Just send me an email and I will provide you with more information on booking readings as well as other services that I do provide. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing something a little bit different. I first off wanted to say thank you so much to Christiana for donating this beautiful deck, the Earth Warriors Oracle. And so I was just kind of looking through the guidebook of this deck and I saw a question that would be good to use for a reading. And the question is a little long, okay? And it wouldn't really be appropriate for me to put the whole title into the YouTube search because that would make it impossible to find. So I feel like I might just kind of title it, you know, something having to do with life purpose, which is basically what we're looking into today. But the question for it is asking, what qualities has your soul developed through past experience that can most assist you with your life purpose? Okay, so that is the question that we're asking Spirit today. What qualities has your soul developed through past experiences that can help or assist you with your life purpose? So some of you that click on this video, you're going to feel like, first off, I don't know what my life purpose is. I'm still trying to find it. I don't know what it is yet, okay? So I am going to be pulling a little bit of cards to see what is your life purpose, but ultimately don't let this reading be something that dictates what your life purpose is. That really has to come from what you feel and know intuitively within yourself, not a tarot reading, okay? You might already have an idea in your mind, and of course the tarot can be something that confirms what your intuition already knows. Okay, keep in mind that this is a general reading. A lot of people watch these readings, and when readers are kind of pulling into collective energy, it's pulling in everything. Okay, so if there's specific messages that come through in the reading and they don't really resonate for you, you don't have to take the messages. Okay, only take what fits and what resonates for you on a level of your soul. You know it, you feel it. It's something that confirms something that you already know, then you know that that is the right message for you. But if it kind of feels like, oh, no, this doesn't really fit, that's okay. You can choose a different pile, or you can check out one of the other pick a card readings that I do have available in the playlist. Okay? So what qualities has your soul developed through your past experiences that can assist you with your life purpose? Okay? And just to give you guys a little bit of an example about that, I am someone who has gone through a lot of trauma, okay? A lot of trauma, a lot of different types of abuse. You name it, I probably have been through it, okay? So I've really been through a lot of it. And I kind of felt my entire life that I was stuck in a dark hole of feeling empty, feeling lost. And when I had my spiritual awakening in 2019, I completely kind of came out of that darkness, okay? So I want you all to know that if you're feeling like you are in that place, that it is possible for you to be able to literally pick yourself up and to find your inner strength and your inner power to be able to lead yourself into a completely different direction from where you've been in your past, okay? For many of you, you don't really know what my history is. You don't know what my past is. I do have a video on my other channel, The Mystical Gypsy, in which I get into a lot of the things that I have gone through. If you're interested in watching that, it is a little bit difficult to watch. I will tell you, I even have issues rewatching it because it's very emotional. And I've come from some really, really dark places. And so I know many of you have also gone through a lot of difficulties and challenges like that in your own life as well. Okay. And I'm here to be, you know, support for you, love for you, encouragement, positivity, always sending you guys love. You know, I think about you guys every day, and how much I appreciate all of you for being here and how much a lot of you have really grown and evolved and you know, it just really touches my heart in such a beautiful way that so many of you have found your light within all of that darkness, you know, and some of you are still trying to find that within yourself, and that's okay. It's part of the journey. The important part is that you don't give up on yourself, okay? So, being that I am someone who has gone through so much of that darkness, okay, when I started to discover a little bit more, and for those of you that you want to skip past that, you're more than welcome to. Those are the crystals. If you feel drawn to them, you can go ahead and skip ahead and go to the timestamps, okay? So you don't have to listen to all this if you don't want to. But for those of you with everything that I have gone through in my past, and when I had my spiritual awakening, it was kind of like spirit kind of just pushed me onto this path of being able to use the lessons that I've learned from my past to then turn around and be able to assist others on their journey. Okay. And I do that through the tarot. I do that through providing mentoring services, through intuition building, through teaching people tarot, because tarot is a beautiful tool for you to be able to use to access deeper parts of yourself. Really delving into the depths of your psyche, your subconscious, your shadow, your inner child, all of those things. So I use, you know, my own life experiences, right? And coming from a nursing background, being a registered nurse. And when I was a registered nurse, really working in that field, there was teaching patients every single day. You know, when you're having patients that you're taking care of in the hospital, you have to teach them. You have to teach them, you know, what to look out for, how to help themselves, how to eat, how to exercise, like all these different things that we had to do with that. So I've learned to be able to take my own knowledge of, you know, mental health, and from me having gone down that road, what I've learned from my own experiences. And instead of kind of sitting in that darkness, right, which I was in that place, I've been able to kind of transmute that energy and be able to use it to help me as fuel for my life purpose, which is service to others, right? In any way that I can do it, whether that means that you are someone who feels called to become a therapist, someone who wants to be a counselor, someone who wants to be a life coach, someone who wants to then help other people. If you're good at tarot reading, right? You can help people to see things that they might not see. You can become a nurse, you can become a doctor, you can become a hypnotherapist, a Reiki healer, a shaman, a shamanic practitioner. There's so many different ways of being able to use what you've learned from your past and turn around and be able to help other people, if that's what you feel called to, if that's what you feel your purpose is. Those of you that may have, say, you went through a situation where you came from, say, like a foster care, okay? You came from foster care, or you had a single parent raising you, or you lost both of your parents and you were raised by your grandparents. You might be able to be someone that helps troubled youth, children who are struggling at home, and be able to give them the tools that they need to be able to make it through challenges, difficulties. You know, maybe there's, you know, different things, you know, that you can use from your past. And I always say whenever I'm doing readings for private readings for people with their soul's purpose, is always look to what you've gone through. What have been the most challenging lessons that you have learned, right? Has it been learning to love yourself? Has it been body positivity? Has it been boundaries? Has it been learning to be more assertive, how to speak your truth, how to be more confident? All of these things we're going through for a reason, right? It's not that the universe is trying to just put us through all these things and make us feel miserable and, you know, be lost in a dark hole our whole life. These things are meant to teach us. We're meant to grow and evolve through them. But I often find that a lot of people can look to their past for the tools that they need to help them for their future, to help them with what their true divine purpose is here while they're on earth. Okay, so that might kind of give you a little bit of a clue. It might kind of help to open and unlock the doors for you in terms of you thinking like, okay, what is my purpose? right? Are you someone who's really good at giving people advice? Are you really good at writing stories, poetry, artwork, singing, dancing? There's so many different things. Okay, so we have 3 crystals. We have Serpentine for pile 1, Smoky Quartz for pile 2, and we have this lovely yellow crystal for pile number 3. I don't know what the name of it is, okay? So I'm just calling it the yellow crystal. But we're going to be adding in one of these cards to help you with the reading today, okay? Sorry, that was kind of a long intro, but I think it was necessary, especially when we're talking about life purpose. Okay, so let's see. Let's pull something for pile number 1. We're talking about life purpose today, Spirit. Life purpose and pile number 1's past experiences, and how these have helped their soul develop skills that they can use for what their divine life purpose is. I'm just going to put them face down for right now, and then we'll take a look at them. That's for pile 2, and let's pull something for pile 3. And I think these cards might have nudity on them, so I'm going to be careful when I pick them up. Okay, so pile 1, okay. We have Abuela Medicina, and it says remedy of the grandmothers. Wow, and it matches with your crystal. Okay, so pile 1, we have Abuela, number 23. And Abuela, for those of you that don't know, it's a grandmother. Okay. Remedy of the grandmothers. Or medicine, right? That's pile 1. Okay. Pile 2 with the smoky quartz. We're okay. We have, what is this? Dadiri. And it says hearing truth. And that is with this smoky quartz, number 21. Hearing truth. Okay, pile 3. That one's fine. Okay, so we have a DT of Hathor, and it says hidden blessings. And that is with this yellow crystal here. Okay. So those are your choices today, you guys. Pile 1 with Abuela, number 23, the Serpentine. Pile number 2, card number 21, Dadiri. I don't even know what that is. Smoky Quartz. And then pile number 3, we have a DT of Hathor, number 7, with the yellow crystal. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi, pile 1. So those of you that resonated with Abuela Medicina, we have remedy of the grandmothers. Now, we're asking today about what qualities has your soul developed through your past experiences that can most assist you with your life purpose. And when I'm looking at this energy here, this card, the energy in this card, I'm noticing that there is this beautiful skull up here with the third eye that's coming through. It looks like there's this grandmother energy, all of this green. So this kind of gives me like Empress energy from the tarot, very mother energy. But I'm also seeing, because the skull is up here, that there is a lot of psychic energy here, okay? Some of you may be very gifted with your psychic gifts, mediumship. The first thing that came to my mind was shamanic energy with this. Very connected into Mother Earth, nature, union, or I should say, what is the word here? Oneness with the collective. Okay. There's a lot of energy of fertility, growth, nurturing, a lot of feminine energy here, which is all about love. It's about abundance. It's about loving the self. And I feel like for many of you that chose this pile, there could be maternal line energy that's coming through for you. There could be something that is prevalent within your mother line. There could be a lot of lessons that you may have learned surrounding the feminine energy, which is about moving past self-limiting beliefs when it comes to scarcity, your money mindset, meaning that you could have been in a family line where your parents may have grown up in scarcity, and they may have kind of passed on self-limiting beliefs about money. Okay, scarcity mindset. There may have even been some challenges surrounding loving yourself. Okay, learning to love yourself, learning to be confident in yourself, to feel beautiful. And that could come from you, having a parent, a mom, or even a father who may have struggled with vulnerability, being open to love and sharing feelings, emotions, things of that nature. Growing up and watching a mother who was critical of her own body, critical of yours, judgmental, or feeling like you had to live up to a certain standard. You had to look a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way. So I'm feeling there's a lot of beautiful healing energy that comes from this as well, right? Remedy of the grandmothers. So I'm feeling there's also a very strong connection to your ancestors that you have, almost like your ancestors have chosen you to be the one in the family who heals the mother line. Okay? And whatever way that looks like for you can, of course, be very different. It could be you are being someone who is super empowered in this lifetime and really working to move past limitations in terms of what your abilities are, right? Like you might have mother, grandmother, or any other parent, doesn't matter if it's male or female, a family member who was not empowered enough to pursue dreams, goals, desires, because there may have been certain limitations that were holding them back. So you might be that person who is really tested in terms of your confidence, your self-esteem, your self-worth, your ability to manifest abundance for yourself, your ability to tap into your creative energy, okay? And you might be someone who's extremely creative, very passionate about what you do, and I'm kind of getting like this Midas touch, like whatever you touch turns to gold. You have so much power within your energy, and I'm feeling there's a very strong line of feminine energy that's behind you that is so extremely powerful. So and maybe you may have even been in situations in your past where your feminine energy was really tested, right? Learning what your worth is, learning what your value is. And that could be through certain friendships, through certain painful romantic relationship situations, where you had to really recognize what your worth was. Okay, so I'm going to just pull a little bit of tarot. Where's the deck that I want to use? Did I even bring one? I didn't. So I guess we're just going to use a Rider-Waite. Rider-Waite tarot. Okay. Okay, so first off, for those of you, like I said, that you don't know what your life purpose is, we're just going to help a little bit to see if we can get some information, and this might be confirmation for some of you, but I've already kind of come through with some energies that were coming through there. I'm feeling very shamanic energy, shamanic practitioner, healer, protector of children, okay, and that might look like you being someone who is an advocate, okay, for others, speaking up for others, standing up for others. Definitely very protective energy, like mama bear energy, okay. Let's see. Pile number 1, Spirit. What is their life purpose? The 9 of Pentacles. Abundance, independence, stability, security, wealth. 9 of Cups. Fulfillment, happiness, making your dreams come true, wishes come true, the things that make you feel fulfilled, that make you feel content, that make you feel satisfied, okay? We have the Queen of Cups energy in reverse. I'm feeling with the Queen of Cups energy here as an archetype, this is very wounded energy. So many of you are healers, okay, that chose this pile. You are healers. And this very much goes in line with this Abuela, Medicina, remedy of the grandmothers. The Queen of Cups is about our psychic, our intuition, our creative energy. It's about nurturing. It's about self-love. It's about learning how to heal suppressed, repressed feelings, emotions. Some of you might have even gone through emotional instability. You might have been someone who has gone through some mental health issues, depression, anxiety, suppressing a lot. Okay. And I feel like you may have gone through some things that have really tested you on an emotional level. There's a lot of wounded energy here. So I definitely feel like those of you that chose this pile have gone through it. Okay. You've really gone through it here. You may have been really hurt. Some of you may have had a mother or a mother figure in your life. Like I said, that really tested you here. Okay. This can come from having a parent or a mother figure that is very cold and detached. A parent who does not know how to regulate their own emotions. So you could have had a mother that was yelling or, abusive in some way. Very volatile type of environment. Like you might have felt like you were kind of like on your toes and just kind of like what I do is not right, or I'm being scolded at. And you may have also had a mother figure that was very smothering, clingy, needy. And sometimes when we have a mother figure in that way, it can lead us to being someone in romantic partnerships as an adult who are seeking validation outside of ourselves. Okay, it could come in many different things, but with the Queen of Cups here as the archetype, I'm seeing that as you being a healer. Some of you have some very strong psychic gifts that you're needing to kind of uncover. Okay, and I feel like you're healing the mother line, healing the feminine energy within you. I feel like is definitely what your purpose is in this life. And I feel like you are someone who is meant to extend that nurturing, compassionate, empathetic energy. Many of you are empaths that chose this pile. Okay. You have some strong psychic abilities. I feel like you're someone who is able to help to heal and transmute energies here, which is very nurturing. It's very feminine energy here. So yeah, I feel like many of you might feel, if you feel called to like traditional type of jobs and careers, the Queen of Cups would make an excellent therapist, a counselor, a nurse, a doctor. Okay. Unconventional, you're a shamanic practitioner. You are a psychic, you're an intuitive, you are a Reiki healer. Different types of modalities, alternative healing modalities, but it's definitely healing those that are wounded, whether that's bringing about emotional stability, happiness, restoring a sense of peace and calm within them. And I definitely feel like this is something where you're helping people to feel more secure, feel more stable, feel more grounded. Okay, is definitely something that's coming in here. Okay, now the whole point of this reading we're asking is what qualities what qualities has your soul developed through past experiences that can assist you with your life purpose? Okay, I think I might want to, I think I want to pull an oracle here. Okay, so what qualities has your soul developed through your past experiences that can most assist you with your life purpose? And I feel like there's already a lot that has come through here. Some of you might already know, like, a whole list of things that about yourself. Okay, so we have the vow. Wow, look at that. The warrior. The vow, the warrior, and also the siren. Okay. Okay, so what this is kind of making me feel like, because we do have the siren here. And you also have the warrior. I feel like many of you have been really challenged when it comes to your romantic relationships. Okay. Because I feel like those of you that chose this pile with the siren, you are someone who is extremely kind, loving, nurturing towards others. And I feel like for some of you, this may have been something that was taken advantage of by others. And it could have been past romantic partners that took advantage of your kindness, your niceness. Because with the warrior energy here, this is you really kind of having a very fighting spirit. Okay? And I feel like really learning how to stand up for yourself, to speak your truth, to stand your ground, to learning how to set boundaries here. I'm feeling there's something about your energy, and I don't feel it's like this form of punishment. You know, I don't want you to think about it that way, but with this energy of the siren, I feel like there is something about your energy, pile one, that is extremely attractive to people. And your energy might be one that attracts a lot of people that have a lot of issues, I'll just say, okay? A lot of issues. You attract a lot of wounded souls, okay? You attract a lot of wounded souls. And I feel like because you are someone who is, like I said, has such a loving heart, that you try to see the best in everyone. You try to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. You put others before yourself, okay? And I feel like for some of you that may have been to your detriment, where you have let people take advantage, sometimes unknowingly, okay? I feel like when you are committed to someone, you are all in. You are extremely committed. You give your whole heart into a person, into a situation. Yeah, I feel like there's something about your energy that is intoxicating. That people just feel so drawn into you, so magnetized towards you. Is kind of what I'm getting here. Okay. Let's pull some tarot here. Okay, so what qualities has your soul developed through your past experiences that can most assist you with your life purpose? What qualities has your soul developed through past experiences? The Star. Well, your soul has developed an ability to heal, okay, and a remarkable ability to heal and to heal others and to heal those surrounding you, okay? But I also feel like it has been something that has been very draining for you, but I feel like you really have come a long way in your ability to restore peace within yourself, and I feel like it's come definitely with a lot of practice. Okay, I don't feel like it's been an easy road for you, pile one. Judgment. Yeah, there's been a lot of karmic energy that you've definitely have gone through, that you've worked through. A lot of karmic lessons here. A lot of you learning forgiveness is something here. Letting go of resentment, anger, pain. And I feel like you have definitely felt all of those things. But judgment is where we can learn to forgive and learn to let go so that we're not holding on to all of that energy. So I feel like this is a beautiful thing that your soul has learned here, okay, with the Star, which is healing, very, very healing. It's also about you being someone who is remaining optimistic through it. Like, even though, you know, you could be going through a very tough or challenging time, that you've learned that whatever it is temporary that you're going through, as challenging as it is. And you've learned that skill by having gone through it and watched how your situations have changed over time with healing, with patience, with understanding, with empathy and compassion, not only for those around you, but also for yourself. Okay? It's a very beautiful, nurturing energy. So what qualities has your soul developed through your past experiences that can most assist you with your life purpose? The Seven of Wands, definitely. Boundaries. Okay, boundaries is definitely something that you've learned here. How to stand your ground, how to not back down, how to, you know, stick up for yourself. Okay, make promises, keep promises to yourself. Let's see what else. And we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay. So Three of Pentacles energy is about learning how to communicate with others, learning how to build solid foundations in relationships, work relationships, partnerships that you might have. It could really be with anybody that you allow into your life, is you're really learning how to work with others. The Three of Pentacles is a card of community, right? So that can be developing friendships, developing skills that help you to connect with others. And like I said earlier, I don't feel like it's something that, you know, you may have been easy for you. I feel like it's definitely something that you've learned over time through trial and error and really learning how to heal. Okay, I feel for many of you, your life purpose revolves around you being somebody who is an entrepreneur. Okay, I don't feel like you are someone who is meant to work for someone else. You are meant to stand on your own. You are meant to be independent, strong, powerful, in your power. Some of you, I feel like with this Judgment card here, might even be someone who's really good at giving advice. Okay, I'm feeling a very non-judgmental, it kind of reminds me of like Queen of Swords, King of Swords energy, where you are someone who other people can go to for advice. And that might translate to real world, you being somebody who is a judge, a lawyer, an attorney, working in law enforcement, military, somebody who is kind of fighting for others is definitely a very powerful energy that comes through here. Okay, you standing strong among others and being kind of like the guiding light for other people. Okay, like I said, I don't feel like you're someone who's meant to be in the shadows or to be following others. You're meant to step up and lead with the power that you have, with everything that you have gone through. Okay, let's see here. What qualities has your soul developed through past experiences that can most assist you with your life purpose? We have, wow, we have the Assassin. It says ruthlessness and conviction. Okay. We have the Runaway. Secrets, running from problems. Okay. Now, many of you may have been that kind of person. You know, I'm kind of getting a little bit of a rebellious energy for some of you, where, I mean, some of you literally could have been ran away from home, okay, or wanted to run away from home. You may have been someone who learned a lot. I'm kind of picking up on somebody who is disassociating, escapism, okay, and that escapism may have been getting yourself into trouble, addictions, okay, is what I'm also getting here. Struggling with addictions of some kind. Yeah, I'm kind of getting like troubled teen here, troubled youth, okay, for some of you. Troubled teen, troubled youth. And it could have been a lot of acting out too, as a result of maybe your home life, okay. We have the Adventurer here with responsibility and expectations. And I'm seeing that there's a volcano here. Some of you, I feel like learning how to control your emotions. Okay, you may have been in situations in which other people may have been very, I feel like outwardly projecting their intense emotions towards you. It may have been something where some of you may have found yourself in some really challenging situations with friends, romantic partners, family members, in which you wanted to kind of escape from that. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a troubled kind of teenager, maybe even early adulthood, where you were just kind of acting out or just really feeling that need to be a little bit rebellious is kind of what I'm getting here. Okay. I'm having this adventure energy here as responsibility and expectations. Like maybe you felt like parents had certain expectations of you, maybe put forth a lot of responsibilities on you that maybe for some of you, had to kind of like forced to be an adult quicker than you really were supposed to. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of psychic energy here. Many of you that have gone through a lot of, I'm feeling like psychic, maybe even like paranormal type of stuff that you've experienced even younger through your youth. Okay. I'm also getting that some of you, like I said, with the Seven of Wands energy here, where you really learned how to step up and stand up for yourself. Okay. And that includes setting boundaries with people, whether they be romantic partners, friends, or family members, that you may have even learned to cut certain people out. Okay. Cut people off, the ability to cut people off or remove people from your life that were not ultimately serving your highest good here. Oops. Okay. Let's see what else. What qualities has your soul developed through past experiences that you can use to assist you with your life purpose, right? And I feel like those of you that have also had, literally have run away or have escaping from problems and not wanting to deal with them and stuff like that, I don't feel like you're that person anymore. But I feel like with you, especially for those of you that are feeling called to healing of some kind, or like I said, counseling, therapy, nursing, intuitives, shamanic practitioners, things of that nature, that all of these life experiences here have really been something that have given you a lot of the tools. Okay? I'm definitely getting for some of you addiction issues. Okay, and could really be any type of addiction, but I'm seeing that here as well. Pretty prominent. Okay. We have the first breath here with beginner's mind. Beginner's mind. I feel like you're very wise, pile one. You're extremely wise. There's a lot of life experience here. And I feel like the important thing that Spirit is wanting you to know here is that continue to be open to learning. Okay? Continue to be open to learning, because even though you are someone who has gone through a lot, been through a lot, has learned a lot, there is always more to learn. Okay? But I definitely feel like you have the ability to be able to guide or even teach or lead others in some way that you can very easily remember, right? What it was like going through the struggle, through the challenge. And I feel like with that, in regards to that it gives you that much more confidence that you're not just talking out of your behind. You actually know what you're talking about, And there's so much more of a wealth of knowledge that you can share with others, not only through things that, of course, you can learn in school, right? Anybody can take a class and learn something. But when you can add in all of that extra knowledge from your life experience, and then be able to come from this place of non-judgment, right? Understanding that everybody goes through difficult times. But I feel like you have the capacity to be able to see everyone as equal, and you give everyone, like I said, I feel like the benefit of the doubt, Only I feel like you're a lot wiser now. Okay, with that. Like I said, I definitely feel like you have a very fighting spirit to you. You're very committed to whatever it is that you set your mind to. Okay, I feel like you have this part of yourself that seeks to explore, to discover, to gather more knowledge, more wisdom. Like you're someone who loves to learn, who loves to, you might even be people who like to read, who like to really kind of delve into something and understand something deeper. I feel like people enjoy talking to you, having conversations with you, and not like superficial conversations. Like these are like deep conversations about life and about, understanding different things. And I feel like you just have this way about you that is able to explain things where people feel completely captivated, by listening to you. And I feel like you have a lot to offer in terms of your wisdom. I feel like many of you would probably be really good at a podcast. Okay, writing is also something I'm seeing here as well. Okay. But I'm seeing a lot of challenge, a lot of struggle, a lot of you releasing yourself. Like another thing that I'm seeing here is the quality that your soul has developed is your ability to move past your own limitations of your mind. Okay. How to face your fears, how to, I feel like, really stand up to challenge, obstacles, how to face them head on, how to not give up and just keep going and stay optimistic about your ability to make it through. I feel like you are absolutely resilient. Okay, you are resilient. Pile 1. Okay, so that is all that I have for you. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, Pile 2. So those of you that resonated with this card here, Dadiri, and it says hearing truth. So I wanted to give you a little bit of background on what Dadiri is before we kind of get into your reading a little bit further. So what does it say here? It says, and I can't even pronounce these names. I'm not even going to try. But it says in the, and then that long word and that long word. And it says languages of the First Peoples of Australia. Dadiri is a spiritual practice of reflective and respectful listening. This listening goes beyond spoken words. It is perhaps the way the shaman hears with the soul. Okay? And so this card is talking about you listening to your soul's truth. Okay? Not about the opinions of other people, but more or less about you tuning into yourself, your higher self. Okay? You see in the way that she's got her eyes closed and she's just kind of in a very peaceful, meditative energy where she's just kind of listening, feeling. Okay? And I feel like maybe this is something that your soul has, a quality that your soul has learned, or maybe is still learning, is how to listen, how to tune in, how to tune others out, and to really focus inwards. Okay? So our topic today, we're looking into what qualities has your soul developed through your past experiences that can most assist you with what your life purpose is. Okay? So some of you already know, kind of have an idea of what your soul's purpose is, but some of you don't. So I'm just going to pull some cards here to kind of get a little bit of some ideas here. But like I said in the beginning, don't let this reading be something that dictates what your purpose is. You know what your purpose is. You will find your purpose within you. Okay? Don't let another person define that for you, even a tarot reading. Okay? If you already know and this confirms what you know, awesome. If it doesn't, you don't feel like it really resonates with you, you don't have to take the message. It just means it's not for you. Okay? So let's see. Pile number 2. We're going to ask Spirit first, what is your soul's purpose? Okay. For pile number 2, Spirit, what is their soul's purpose? What is pile number 2? Well, we got the 10 of Pentacles that wants to come out. What is their soul's purpose for pile number 2? King of Wands in reverse. Knight of Wands. Interesting. All of this creative energy you guys have. Lots of creative energy. Lots of passion. Six of Pentacles. Okay. Well, I do feel with the Six of Pentacles energy being here that you are meant to be of service to others in some way. Some of you, it could be literally charity work, okay? Helping others, helping families, neighborhood, community. But I'm also getting that you guys are extremely creative, okay? Extremely creative in what you do. And both the Knight and the King of Wands energy here are about your spiritual energy, about your passion, about your creative drive and energy. And I feel like what you guys most might struggle with in this lifetime is about your confidence surrounding your ability to step up and lead and be a trailblazer and to just allow yourself to pursue whatever it is that you're passionate about. And I feel like you have like this endless amount of creative ideas, inspiration, things that you want to achieve, goals that you have. And I feel like you truly have the ability to create a serious amount of wealth, multiple streams of income for yourself, to create generational wealth, okay? Leaving behind a legacy. I feel like you guys are creatives. You guys are leaders. You're meant to inspire, motivate. I don't feel, and kind of, there was a similar message that came through in pile number 1, but I feel like yours is different. But I feel like in that you are someone who is meant to learn to allow your creative energy to lead you, to guide you through life. And really with the Wands energy, there could be so many different directions you can take this in terms of your life purpose, because ultimately with the Wands energy, it is whatever you feel called to. Okay? The Wands is kind of like this limitless potential of creative energy that you have, which means that you could be good at inspiring people. You could be good at motivating people. You could be good at acting, dancing, being in the spotlight, leading a company, being an entrepreneur, being a good life coach. You could be someone who's really good at interior design. It's just kind of like whatever you feel drawn to has the potential to create so much wealth and so much abundance. But I feel like you're giving others, there's a beautiful exchange of energy here in what you're able to give it to the world creatively and what other people are willing to give to you. Like, let's just say that you're someone who has a really good, amazing singing voice. And you put yourself out there and all of a sudden you have all these fans of people that are just like, oh my goodness, you are amazing, right? It's kind of like you're giving something to them and they may be giving something in energy exchange to you, their love, their support. If you're someone who, you know, is choosing to lead a company or to create your own beauty line or to be a life coach or to be someone who does inspire, lead, motivate other people. And I feel like you inspire people with your actions, with you being someone who steps up into your power to go after your dreams and goals. That in itself is something that is very powerful. And it kind of helps other people to look within inside of themselves and be like, wow, look what pile 2 did. Like, they had low self-esteem, they had lack of confidence in themselves, and then all of a sudden, here they go with this amazing idea that they had, and they just went for it. You know? So I feel like for some of you, you still might be working on this, right? Especially with the hearing truth here, I feel like more or less you're at this point right now where you're trying to really tune into listening to what your soul's truth is, what your passion is, what you might try to be finding, like, what am I passionate about? What do I love? Okay? But I definitely feel like you're meant to be creative here. There's endless creativity that you have. Okay? But I do feel like because they're both energies are coming in reverse, there could be a little bit of some blockages that are here. Okay, that maybe you guys are working through at this time. So let's ask Spirit here, and I think I'm going to pull the Oracle cards first. Let's ask Spirit here, what qualities has your soul developed through your past experiences that can assist you with your life purpose? Okay, what qualities has your soul developed through your past experiences? We've got the Cave. Wow, and we also have the Destroyer. Okay. So I feel like you guys have been doing, many of you have been doing a lot of shadow work. Okay. A lot of shadow work. You could have even found yourself in family situations, romantic partnership situations, friendships in which a lot of your shadow may have been triggered. Okay, and I only feel like it was coming in as a trigger for you because these are things that are really testing, your, we have Gnosis and the Underworld. Things that were really testing your confidence, your self-esteem, you know, because ultimately I feel like this is you facing your shadow, facing your fears. We also have the underworld energy here to me. Also, the underworld, the cave, the destroyer. And so, yeah, I feel like this, for many of you, it's like facing your darkness, facing your shadow. Okay, is kind of what I'm getting here and working. And I'm even noticing in the middle of this Gnosis card here too, there's a moon. I think it's a moon. Is it a moon? I don't know. Looks like there's an eye in there. There's eyes in here too with the Destroyer. There's eyes all over this underworld too. So yeah, it kind of makes me feel like there's a lot of you facing your shadow. Like there may have been a lot of situations that may have brought about a lot of testing. A lot of testing you to really kind of face your fears, insecurities that you might have. Learning how to step up and be confident, powerful. Definitely finding courage and strength, inner strength within inside of yourself that your soul has learned here. Yeah, I feel like with the cave here, some of you may have, learned a lot of things through isolation too, like spending a lot of time alone, really deep diving into the self, even going through those times where you may have felt like you were alone, like abandoned by people, not fitting in, needing to kind of feel like you were, or feeling like you were kind of like on your journey by yourself. Where you started to have people, situations kind of like fall away out of your life, leaving you in a place where you were kind of feeling lonely, alone. Like no one's here to help me, no one's here to rescue me, no one's here to assist me. Like I feel like I'm doing all of this by myself. And I feel like it's made you, and like I said, some of you might still be kind of going through this process here. but I feel like it's made you a stronger person, you know, almost like you give off this energy like you're the phoenix rising from the ashes, you know, like you'd be kind of like that person that people would like least expect to turn out the way that you're turning out, the way that you're, the potential that you have within inside of yourself, that you might be really tested with not seeing that within you. Maybe other people see it within you and they're like, oh, you'd be really good at this, this, and this. And you're just like, I don't know if I could do that. I think I'm too afraid or I'm too scared. And they're just like, no, you'd be so good at that. And I feel like it's kind of like you're the last one to be able to see that within you. And maybe this is, like I said, something where many of you are kind of really facing your shadow, learning how to balance it too, because of course we can never get rid of the shadow. The shadow's always there. It's about us learning to understand it, explore it, it being a very much a part of us. I feel like with you also having Gnosis here, this is about spiritual truth. Okay, spiritual truth. And underneath here you have hearing truth. This almost kind of makes me feel like you guys, because this is about salvation, like you guys learn how to save yourself. You know, like how to pull yourself out of your darkness by going into the underworld, right? Into the shadow, into the depths of the subconscious. You know, like facing yourself head on, I feel like. Coming from some really dark places, right? Because I'm thinking into the cave here, it kind of reminds me of the hermit, where you're coming into that energy there and you are, instead of shying away from it, it's kind of like the universe has kind of put you in situations where instead of avoiding the shadow and avoiding this and avoiding that, like you are someone who kind of has gone through things that have put you right into the thick of it, you know, into some really challenging places. But like I said, I kind of feel like out of that, I feel like many of you are healing generational family line. Okay, what I want to see here is now, what qualities has your soul developed through your past experiences that can most assist you with your life purpose? I feel like, especially with you having like your life purpose surrounding creative energy, like I said, it could really be anything that you feel passionate about. You are kind of like this limitless, infinite potential. And I feel like going through and facing your darkness, facing your shadows, facing your fears, your insecurities, you know, any subconscious belief or conditioning is something I feel like, it kind of makes me feel like some of you are right in the middle of it. Like you're still working through it for some of you. And some of you may have already made it out the other side. Let's see here. What qualities has your soul developed through past experiences that can most assist you with your life purpose? 8 of Wands. Ace of Wands. Look at all this fire energy here. Yeah, I feel like some of you may have had a lot of romantic relationships or friendships. They may have really inspired a lot of this change within you. You know, some connections can be really challenging for us, and it puts us into a dark place, you know, where you are left with yourself, your own feelings, your own emotions, your own beliefs. And it's kind of like, you've got to like find your way out of that. But I feel like through those relationships that you've gone through, that has created the most profound shift of energy within you, that has actually inspired almost like some connections that you've been in, romantic or even friendships, have served as a catalyst for profound change within you. You know, so when you're going through it, you might look at that other person and be like, ugh, I can't stand this person. This person hurt me. This person did this. This person did that. But then it's kind of like, once you start working through these energies and really understanding them, I feel like it's something that has really inspired such a profound change within you. You know, to the point where others can see the change. Others are like, oh my goodness, did you see what happened to pile 2? Did you see what they're going through? Did you hear what they're going through? And then all of a sudden, here you are with a glow up. You don't look the same. You don't act the same. You don't talk the same. You're just like turning heads and be like, oh my goodness, what happened to them? Where did they go? How did they get that way? How did they change? How did they transform? And I feel like a lot of that, like I said, a lot of this is very dark energy, the underworld, the cave, the destroyer. But it's kind of like, this is where the most profound change comes from, right? Not the people who just kind of very superficially skim the surface of work that we need to do on ourselves. It's deep diving into you going into those really dark places and being able to pull yourself out of it. Okay? And I feel for many of you, it is romantic relationships that have put you there. You know, many of you, I'm even kind of getting, and this won't be for all of you, but I feel like for some of you, you may have gone through attracting, and I don't mean to call people names, okay? But I feel like you may have, for some of you, you may have attracted narcissistic people into your life. Okay? People that were selfish, people that were putting themselves before you. Okay? Making you feel really low for some of you. I mean, it doesn't even just need to be parents. It could be friendships that you have that are that way. It could be bosses. It could be certain family members, unfortunately. I'm feeling for some of you another soul lesson that, or qualities that your soul has really developed is releasing attachment. Okay? Learning to be afraid of letting go of, like surrendering. You know, recognizing that we cannot force or we cannot control things, the outcome of things, especially when it's outside of our control, right? Sometimes when we want something to go a certain way, I feel like sometimes we can get caught up in that feeling, well, if I try to force this situation or if I try to push this, it's going to work out in my favor. And I feel like many of you, your soul has learned to let go, to not be afraid of stepping outside of the comfort zone. And like I said, I feel, because we're looking at this energy here, that some of you are still kind of in that process of learning it. Okay? You're really learning how to come into your power, how to step into your power, how to lead yourself into connections with people that are more openly receptive, balanced, harmonious, how to align with others as an equal versus someone making you feel like you are less than or that you are not deserving, but you really learning how to stand up for yourself and to not settle for less. I feel for many of you also not being afraid to ask for help, okay, especially when you need it, whether it's financial help or dealing with a family situation, relationship situation, that you have enough sense of going through this, that sometimes when we are facing a lot of these challenging situations, we don't always have all the answers. Sometimes we don't know the first thing about how to help ourselves. And I feel for many of you that have kind of spoken up and have had the courage to say, hey, I'm not okay. I need help. That you should be really proud of yourself. Like I said, this Gnosis card is all about salvation. And I feel like many of you have learned to save yourself, how to really kind of do what you need to do for yourself, right? And that could even come from you being inspired by watching someone else that has kind of had like this domino effect on you, where you begin to see how another person has changed, another person has transformed. And that can even be someone that you do know in real life, or it could be someone who inspires you online. to become the best possible version of yourself by facing your fears, your shadow, your darkness, going into the very depths and core of the subconscious and kind of taking a peek around and seeing, okay, what is it in here in my skeleton closet that I need to clear out? What do I need to get out of here? What is blocking me? What is in my way? You know, from me finding balance and union and harmony within inside of myself. And I feel like with the Ace of Wands energy here, there's a lot of beautiful downloads that Spirit brings to you, creative inspiration, because a lot of fire energy here. A lot of beautiful inspiration that comes from this, right? And you could even be someone who like looks at yourself as someone who's gone through all of this darkness and then turns around and becomes someone who inspires other people to have the confidence to pull themselves out of that, right? And that can look like you being a life coach, or being someone who does like TED Talks, or, you know, something that kind of really is so powerful and so motivating and awe-inspiring that your energy just kind of inspires others to step up and be their authentic self. Okay, so let's see what else here. Pile number 2. What qualities has your soul developed through past experiences that can most assist you with your life purpose? We have the Alchemist. I love this. Balance, invention, and destruction. So this is you being someone who your soul has learned how to transmute energy. Okay? How to transmute from the negative into the positive. How to create more balanced energy here. We also have the Runaway. And it says secrets, running from problems, okay? So many of you, you know, we can only go so far when we start to push something away, push it away, suppress it, not deal with it, not deal with it. And all of a sudden we get to this point in our life where all of this energy starts to overpower us. It starts to oppress us. It's kind of like Spirit's message to us like, hello, you've got stuff to heal here. You can't keep hiding from it and running from it forever. Sooner or later, you're going to have to face it. Okay. Let's see here. What qualities has your soul developed through past experiences that can assist you with your life purpose? We have the Astronomer here, and it says discovery and augury. Yeah, and I feel like more or less this is self-discovery. Okay? You really kind of understanding who you are on a level of the soul. Again, we're going into this very energy of listening to the soul's truth. Okay. And I'm noticing we have like this little, looks like a little astrological chart here. Some of you might be really delving into understanding more about yourself, right? Especially those of you that are very into spirituality and astrology, things of that nature, where you're really looking into your north node placement and your south node placement, and then how your natal chart is creating certain influences for you in this lifetime. So it just feels like your pile is a lot about you discovering yourself. And a lot of that is through facing your shadow, starting there, right? To truly understand who you are, but then also being able to transmute that energy. So let's see what else for pile number 2. We have the Wall with obstacles. Yeah. So we're asking here the qualities that your soul has developed through past experiences with the obstacle here. This makes me feel that many of you have faced a lot of walls, right? When it comes to love, when it comes to career, when it comes to many different things in your life. And you've been able to, you know, overcome it by, right, destroying in a way that you are destroying any limitations, like I said, conditioning, self-limiting beliefs, fears, insecurities, anything that had been blocking you from fully being in your power. We have the jeweled web here with connectivity. So to me, this is kind of like you putting the pieces of the puzzle together. You understanding yourself on such a deep level, I'm seeing possibility for union here, and also fire. Look at all that. Possibility for union. And this makes me feel like you are bridging this gap from your connection to your higher self. Okay? You're bridging the gap here. You're better able to access, I feel, connection to your higher self by really tuning into yourself. Okay? And then all of this, again, this beautiful fire energy that you have here, pile number 2. Some of you might be fire signs. Okay? Fire can be something that is very prominent within your chart as well. But if not, you know, it could be something, an energy that you're really learning to embody and get comfortable and work with. After all, the element of fire is something that helps with, you know, creation. It is our spiritual energy. It is what really helps us to manifest. I'm also noticing this is number 19 here, which is the Sun card. Okay, in the tarot. Leo energy, power, strength, confidence. Okay, facing fears, being able to find inner strength, inner courage, inner power, right? To be able to then lead others, inspire change, profound change. Okay. All right, so that is all that I have for you, pile number 2. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile number 3. So those of you that resonate with this beautiful card here, it says Aditi of Hathor, Hidden Blessings. So this card really talks about your, I feel like, to sum it up, it's your perseverance over fulfilling what your divine potential is, what your destiny is, what your purpose is. And sometimes in our life, it can feel that we are being tested repeatedly, and to the point where we feel so discouraged to keep going that we feel like giving up. We feel like nothing that we're doing is working. And I feel like Spirit's message with this card is letting you know that the divine sees your attempts. The divine sees everything that you are doing. And all those times when you feel like you are failing, or that you're not fulfilling your purpose, you're not living your purpose, you can't find your purpose, you feel like there's something that's always blocking you or stopping you from being able to achieve what it is that you really want to. And I feel like with this card here talking about hidden blessings, is sometimes we don't see ways in which the universe is kind of unfolding things for us in a way that we feel like we're being knocked down over and over and over again. And I feel like Spirit's message with this card is to encourage you to continue to move forward with what you feel guided to, where your heart is ultimately leading you towards. And sometimes when we're, trying to align with what our soul's purpose is, it can bring about a lot of radical change into our life. And that means, finding ourselves in situations where relationships no longer resonate, friendships no longer resonate, certain jobs or careers that we might have no longer fit. And we just kind of feel like, okay, why haven't I met the right person yet? Why haven't I found a job that makes me feel fulfilled yet? So I feel like there's Spirit's kind of encouraging you to continue to keep moving forward along your path, especially for those of you that still feel like you're a little bit lost or still trying to find your way. That the important thing is that you allow your soul to lead you, your intuition to guide you. Being led by your heart and your intuition is ultimately going to get you to fulfilling whatever your divine potential is within you. There's always a hidden blessing. Sometimes we might not see it right away. Sometimes we get discouraged because we're like, okay, I tried to do this thing and it didn't work out, so what am I supposed to do? And it's kind of like this, there's many things that we learn through those process of trial and error. And I don't feel like you should feel ashamed or, of course it's natural to feel a little bit discouraged with certain things like that. I've been there. I know. I changed careers when I was like in my 40s after I had already earned a degree in registered nursing. And I was like, okay, when I got my degree, this is it. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And guess what? The universe had other plans. And that was huge change for me to transition from, a career in nursing into what I'm doing now on YouTube as my full-time job. Okay. So I get it. And, it's extremely challenging. It can be very frustrating when you start to think, okay, I'm this old already, or I'm too old to change, or I'm too old to do this, or, I don't have the money to do this, or I can't do that. It's just all of those things that, can prove to be extremely challenging. So yeah, I feel like Spirit's saying here, pay attention to the hidden blessings, the people, the opportunities that kind of come into your life. Okay. Now, we're doing this reading today to find out what qualities has your soul developed through past experience that can most assist you with what your life purpose is. Now, some of you might already know what your life purpose is, okay? And you're just coming here for some extra guidance and stuff like that. But some of you don't know what your purpose is. And so I'm going to pull some cards just to see, what energies are coming through. And as I told pile 1 and pile 2, this is a general reading, okay? And ultimately, it is your soul that will help you to navigate towards what your soul's purpose is. You know yourself better than anyone else, better than a tarot reader on YouTube, okay? Doing a general reading for the collective. So if something doesn't resonate for you, don't force it, okay? Tarot readings should really be confirming something that you already feel and you already know. If it doesn't fit, doesn't make sense to you, it's not your message, and that's okay. You can choose a different pile. You can choose a different reading. Okay, so let's see pile number 3. What is your soul's purpose? What is pile number 3's soul's purpose? What is your soul's purpose, pile 3? What is pile 3's soul's purpose? The fun. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. Ace of Wands and the King of Wands. It's kind of interesting. I feel like for the most part, all the piles in some way, shape, or form have service to others. Okay. Service to others as their purpose. Helping in some way, leading, guiding. What is your soul's purpose? Page of Wands. Okay. I've definitely seen a little bit of a struggle here and a challenge too. So, okay. So for the most part, I'm going to kind of go over this in 2 ways, because there is a collective purpose, that we have in some way. We feel, okay, what is my purpose for the collective? How am I helping others? What am I here to do? Right? In service to others. But we also have a purpose as a soul. Like, what are we here to do? What are we here to learn? Okay. And I'm seeing that we have the 5 of Pentacles energy here. The 5 of Pentacles is poverty. It is scarcity. It is isolation. It is being shut out by society, by friends, by people. It is being left out in the cold. It is being in a place of despair where we are in need, where our needs are not being met. It is us feeling insecure, not having what we need. That could be food. It could be shelter. It could be a house, a home, money, right? A car, going through job loss, going through hardships, difficulties with that 5 of Pentacles. And there's 2 ways in which we can deal with this energy, right? There's a way that we can sink deeper into despair, where we can say, okay, woe is me. I'm going through this horrible, difficult time, and I'm never going to be able to get myself out of it, and start to think really negative and keep ourselves in that place of the 5 of Pentacles. Or we can say to ourselves, I am going to change this. I am not going to stay like this. I am going to step up and do something about this situation to change it. I am going to help myself, or I'm going to ask for help, okay? And get the help that I need so that I can be inspired to change myself out of this way of thinking, because the Five of Pentacles can also be beliefs. Okay, so I feel a big part of what your soul's purpose is getting out of those beliefs of lack, scarcity. And the lack and scarcity feeling can have to do with literally with money, with your finances. It can also have to do with love. Okay, many different things. Whatever we feel like we're lacking in our life, it is a feeling of lack, a thought of lack, of emptiness, a void, of feeling down, of feeling low, of not being able to have what we need. Okay, so I feel like a big part of your soul's purpose is for you to shift out of that mentality, out of the lack, scarcity mindset, and into the empowered version of you, right? The Ace of Wands is here, which is about inspiration. It's about a creative spark. It's about passion. And then you have the Page of Wands energy here, which is all about taking that idea, that inspiration, and following your passion, your creative energy, with being able to shift out of that. And then we have the King of Wands here, which is mastery of that energy. Okay? Where you have, learned how to be confident, how to step into your power. Okay? So I want to see, I feel like being that we have the King of Wands and the Page of Wands energy here, some of you, if I definitely feel with the Five of Pentacles energy here, you're meant to help others. Okay? Now, whichever way you choose to do that is up to you. Like I said, I don't want this reading to be something that says you have to fit inside this little box and you can only do X, Y, Z in order to fulfill that purpose. Okay? Because there's many ways of you being able to assist others. The Five of Pentacles, because it is a card of poverty, this could be that you are someone who has like a for-profit or non-for-profit organization. Maybe that you work for Habitat for Humanity. Maybe you are someone who helps people that other people wouldn't even consider helping. Okay? And I mean that maybe by working with people that are homeless, people that don't have food, people that don't have shelter. The Five of Pentacles is also a card of abandonment, right? So that can even come into you helping youth, because I am seeing the page here. The pages can represent children, okay, or youthful energy. So you might even be someone who, this kind of makes me feel, what is that called? Mentoring, like mentoring youth. Okay. Yeah, I feel it's kind of like a mentor, like mentoring children that are, or youthful people who are kind of being shut out, either abandoned. That could even be you going into like social services, working with people in that way too. Okay. Like I said, however you choose to do that. But the King and the Queen of, the King and the Page of Wands are very passionate. They're very creative energies. Okay. Now, the King of Wands and the Page of Wands, they could be all over the place in terms of what creative abilities that they have. Okay. Really with the Wands energy, this is limitless potential in terms of creativity. Okay. But I will say that the Page of Wands is very adventurous. It loves to travel. It loves to explore. It loves to discover. It loves to try new things, do new things. It's very spontaneous. It's and then the King of Wands energy is very much a leader. Okay, inspiring others, leading others, providing environment in which other people are inspired just by your actions. It's just your energy. I feel like with the King of Wands, it's just your energy as a whole. But the King of Wands definitely likes to be the center of attention, in the spotlight. So that can be jobs that work like being an actress, being a model, working in terms of healthcare, beauty, product, stuff like that, like clothing design, interior design, being a boss at a company, being an entrepreneur, working as what is that called? Like I don't want to say a gym instructor, a person who helps others with their fitness goals. I guess that's kind of like a gym instructor, right? What else? Acting, dancing, singing. That could even be throwing, like a person who hosts events or parties on a large scale, like you being that person who helps with like production of media, television, broadcasting, things that are kind of like out there that get attention, very creative in nature. What else? Okay, I think I want to ask, and it could be that you are someone who has really good energy of being able to kind of create a creative spark within people. And of course, first and foremost, you're doing this for yourself. Okay? But then I'm also getting that you are someone who, people who are, right, in need of help, in need of assistance, or are feeling kind of low in some way or even insecure, that you are someone who's kind of inspiring them to change, right? To the point where, I mean, it kind of makes me think life coach energy here, but like you inspire and motivate people who are in this dark place to inspire them to change and to seek out and explore and discover of different ways of changing things, okay, about their personal life. So I want to ask Spirit here, what qualities has your soul developed through past experiences that can most assist you with your life purpose? Okay. What qualities has your soul developed through past experience? We have the prayer. And to me, this is about you not losing faith. Okay? Not losing faith. Because many of you with that Five of Pentacles may have had days or times when you've gone through some challenging energies where you felt really low, like losing a job, losing your house, losing your home. But then even through that, being able to make it through, right? Finding the blessing in it. Like, let's just say you lose your job, right? You lose the job, you get fired, you get laid off. And then in that moment, you're thinking, oh my goodness, how in the world am I ever going to be able to, you know, pay my bills, take care of my children, pay for the rent, pay for the car payment, buy the food, all that kind of stuff. But then out of nowhere, right, here comes this opportunity, you know. And I feel like a lot of that comes from your faith, okay, through, and I'm noticing how this hand looks like it's coming out of the ground, like it's emerging out of the ground here, reaching for this little golden egg that's here. So it makes me feel that a lot of you, the lesson, the qualities that your soul has developed through these experiences is keeping the faith, believing in yourself, believing in your ability to pull yourself out of those times that could have been really challenging for you. Okay. I'm also seeing the mask here. And we also have the ocean. Okay. So I'm also getting here that the qualities that your soul has developed is learning how to be more authentic. Okay? To not feel that you have to be someone that you're not. That you've learned how to express yourself. And, you know, as I told Pile 1 and Pile 2, this could be something that you are still in the process of learning or doing. Okay? But I feel like you're learning how to find your true self, how to step into your true authentic self, by no longer feeling that you have to fit into a certain mold, into a certain persona that is not necessarily you. That you're uncovering your true self behind that mask. And I feel like that is through fully exploring the depths of your own feelings, emotions, your intuition, truly deep diving into the self and understanding who you are. Because even through these tough times that you might go through in life, this is where you're really kind of left with yourself, right? You're left with having to understand the full range of emotions and trying to work through them, I feel like. Because those times when we see through a lot of challenges is also the time when we realize who's there to support us, who's there, to be with us, to help us, to assist us. And sometimes we're left in a place where we find out that isn't anyone. We only have ourselves, But I feel like Spirit was saying earlier that there is a blessing in that, because sometimes when we are left with ourselves, it really kind of brings us to a place where we are stronger because of it. I feel for many of you, the qualities that your soul has also learned is really deep diving into your subconscious about any self-limiting beliefs that you might have had that were keeping you from fully being able to step into your power. Okay? I feel like authenticity is a serious thing that's coming through in this pile. So let's see what else. Pile number 3. We're going to ask Spirit here, what qualities has your soul developed through your past experiences that can most assist you with your life purpose? I feel like you guys are incredibly creative. So creative. You have so many ideas. And I feel like for some of you, you might feel not sure about exploring that creative energy. You might feel like you've had to hide behind a mask, that you couldn't be your authentic self, that if you were, that people might not accept you. So let's see what else. What qualities has your soul developed through past experiences? The 10 of Pentacles. I have a lot of family situations for some of you. There might have been a lot of lessons having to do with money here as well. Money, finances, stability, security, building wealth, your relationship with money. I'm also feeling family situations or romantic relationships. What creates a stable relationship? What does and what does not? Okay. Could have been some lessons that your soul has learned here. I feel like something that you've also learned is with this 10 of Pentacles energy here is hard work, discipline, organization, having a plan, a goal, sticking to it, thinking ahead, planning ahead. Again, same thing. What works and what doesn't. Okay. What else here, Spirit? What qualities has pile number 3 soul developed from their past experiences? 2 of Swords. I feel like you've also learned a big lesson here. And like I said, you could still be in the midst of learning it. But I feel like you've also learned how indecision, stagnancy, non-action has led to you missing opportunities. Okay? Being closed off to people, to job offers, to not taking action towards what Spirit could be trying to give to you. Some of you may have learned from that. Hard lessons that you've learned from that. Some of you may have also dealt with rejection when it comes to jobs or romantic relationships, family situations, friendships. What else am I seeing here? What qualities has your soul developed that can assist you with your life purpose? We've got the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I definitely feel like many of you have gone through some really painful things. Really challenging. Very painful, very challenging. Some of you may have gone through betrayal. Okay? Whether that be friends, romantic partners, family members. A lot of pain. Some of you, I'm getting rejection here. Being rejected, not feeling like you fit in. Being different, feeling different. Outcast. Being shut out by others. Abandonment, rejection is definitely something that I'm getting here as well. Okay, so with that in mind, you know, it's kind of like you're coming with this knowledge of knowing what it feels like, right? You have the experience there. You've had the soul lessons of going through and experiencing what rejection feels like, what betrayal feels like, what abandonment feels like, what feeling insecure feels like, what low self-esteem feels like, what lack of confidence is, what blocked creativity is, you know, indecision, how your fears can lead to you missing out and leave you in that place of that Five of Pentacles, right? And I feel for some of you, it is going through a lot of really challenging relationship situations, family dynamics. You know, some of you not feeling good enough. Not feeling like you are enough. And it's like coming from that place to have a life purpose of stepping up in your power, which is so powerful in itself. To come from, you know, where you've come from, not losing faith, you know, because even though we go through these times and sometimes when we're going through it, that's all we see is the disappointment, is the feeling discouraged, is the feeling of hopelessness that we feel, discontent, unhappy, emotionally unfulfilled, you know. And I feel like a lot of what your soul has learned here is how to really take these things as inspiration to help you to make positive change. Because eventually, you know, for the most part, I feel like most people, when they get to a certain point where they get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you get to this point where you're just like, you know what? No more. No more. I'm not going to do this anymore. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I'm tired of it. And sometimes it takes us getting to that place where we start to make this huge change. And we feel inspired to change, to be different than our family, you know, where we might look at mom or dad as a person who may have lived in that Five of Pentacles energy, scarcity, poverty, helpless, despair. And we decide, you know what, that is enough inspiration for me right there to not want to be that way, to not want to live like that, to not want to have the same beliefs as this person does, and to feel inspired so much to change the life that you experience from the pain that you've come from, the disappointment, the rejection, the abandonment, the confusion. And to be able to look at yourself and say, okay, I don't want to feel like this anymore, you know? And I feel like you coming from that place of exploring the depths of your own subconscious, your own feelings, your own beliefs, your own everything that you know, and questioning that And then finding out that these energies and things that you've gone through in the past are not you, right? They are things and situations that you've gone through, but they are not you. They do not define who you are. And so I feel like a lot of this of you learning how to step up and separate yourself away from certain belief systems, certain conditioning, certain molds that society is kind of putting on you, that you learn how to step out of that. You learn how to step into your authenticity and start to see the blessings that these experiences have brought to the knowledge that you acquire, and be able to then, I feel like, start projecting that into your own life, into new belief systems that you have. And that in and of itself, you learning how to step into your power, how to be confident, how to feel empowered, strong, inspired, to create change. And so, like I said, these two powerful energies here that you have of the page is being fearless, of pursuing a dream, a goal, a desire, and not being afraid to go after it, right? So that you might meet people or even come to a place where you're helping people, and then you sharing that story of you changing your own life, right? And speaking your own truth. Sharing this part of yourself with others is something that then inspires them to also look within inside of themselves, and inspires change. And like I said in the beginning, I feel like it's just something about your energy, Pal 3, that is so remarkable and so resilient. Because I know many of you that have chosen this pile have gone through some really painful things, some really challenging situations that have challenged you emotionally, mentally, that have been very taxing and very draining, And I feel like for many of you, there's been a lot of things that you may have suppressed. And I feel like for some of you, you may have worn this mask. Everything's okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's good. Everything's okay. I'm happy. Everything's good. And it's really not. And I feel for many of you, you're really kind of coming into this place where you're pulling yourself out of that, or have already, and you were already in this place where you do feel empowered. And I feel like that energy with people watching and knowing your story and where you've come from and what you've gone through is something that is inspiring change within them. So yes, your energy is something that is incredibly awe-inspiring. Look to your past as something that, yes, has challenged you, maybe has been extremely painful. But the more that you can kind of shift your perspective towards what you've been and start to shift into an energy of gratitude for the things that you've gone through, because they are most definitely shaping you into this strong and empowered version of yourself that you are truly meant to be. And I feel like that in and of itself is something that is inspiring others to say, okay, you know what? Look at what pile number 3 has done. Look at what they've gone through, and look at what they're doing now. Right? Look at what they're doing now. And so, yeah, I definitely feel like Spirit is saying here, the hidden blessing. Look for the blessings in everything that you go through, because there is always a silver lining. Okay? Always. Let's see. Even though it might not seem like it, because like I said, when we're in this feeling, sometimes it's just like that is the last thing on our mind. That is the last thing that we're thinking about, is how is this supposed to be a blessing? How is this teaching me? How is this supposed to help me on my, fulfilling what my soul's purpose is? But it's you kind of going through all of this difficult, challenging energy and then being able to rise. Okay, so let's see what else we have the King, control, reversal of fortune, right? So you're coming from, for some of you, from that Five of Pentacles into the Ten of Pentacles, or it could even be going from the Ten of Pentacles into that Five of Pentacles, right? This is very wealthy and abundant. This is poverty. This is down and out. Okay? So you're learning here either how it is possible for you to change and shift your beliefs away from lack and scarcity and into I am in control of what I create and manifest into this world. Okay? Or you can be in a place where you are at and living in the Ten of Pentacles energy, very secure, very comfortable, and then have going through a time where you lose everything. Right? And I'm seeing here, we have the catalyst here underneath that says radical changes and taking control. It's like you learn here that your decisions, your choices, where you direct your energy here has every potential for you to be able to come out of some difficult energies here. Okay? Because with this Four of Cups energy here, and I kind of feel like this reading is like talking about so many different things that's coming through here. But I feel like the bottom line of it is that you have the power to be able to change whatever your situation is and turn it into a positive. And there's something about you having gone through that in your own life where you are then able to take that when another person is feeling that way, and then you can turn around and give them the guidance to say, hello, this is what I've gone through. And this is how you can really focus your energy, your intention, your manifestations to completely turn things around. Okay? Yeah. Taking control. Reversal of fortune. It's you learning how to step up and lead. Right? You learning how to cut and remove certain people out of your life. Standing in your truth. Okay? Is kind of what I'm getting here. But yeah, I feel like the bottom line with this is you being somebody who has gone through some challenging things. You've been through heartache, you've been through pain, you've been through loss, you've been through despair, you've been through abandonment, you've been through all of these challenging things with relationships, with marriage for some of you, with family members, with friends, with everybody that's in your circle, right? Dragged through the mud, but still being able to come out of that as bright and shiny and new and inspiring to others, like, oh my goodness, weren't you just going through XYZ like 2 months ago, and look at you now. It's so much of your resilience and so much of your I feel like a need for you to see just how powerful you really are. Okay, what you're capable of, I feel like, is what Spirit's wanting you to see. So let's see what else here. There's a lot of messages in here. Yeah, we've got the Horseman with the Herald of Change. And then we also have the First Breath here with the Beginner's Mind. And the Will of the Wisp. It says treasures hidden in the shadows. Okay? Treasures hidden in the shadows. So like Spirit was saying here in the beginning with that hidden blessings card, it's like sometimes there is, right, radical change that we go through and we don't understand, why am I going through this? Why is this happening? Why do I feel this way? But I feel like it's Spirit saying here that through all of these challenging things, there are blessings to be found in it. And as long as you keep up this energy of knowing that these things that you go through in your past or what you might even experience in the future, they do not define you. Yes, they're adding kind of like things and skills into your little spiritual toolbox, of life. But ultimately, all of these things are helping you to step into that power of that King of Wands energy for you to be your most authentic version of self, so that you can then shine your light for others. Okay? Is what I'm getting here. And I feel like with the first breath here with the beginner's mind, you know, this is about you. First off, I'm feeling completing cycles here. Okay? Completing cycles here, ending cycles, new beginnings, change into a positive direction for you. And I'm feeling being open to learning, being open to exploring, just like that page is, feeling inspired. Okay, so that is all that I have for you. Pile number 3. I do hope this is helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.